Have you ever felt like a hot mess? Have you ever felt like you're running around with your hair on fire, like you just can't get everything together? Is your house a mess and your to-do list undone? Well, I have the perfect expert for you today. This is Ruthie, and she has the Clarified Life, and she has helped me tremendously to narrow down the scope of my crazy. Today, I thought it'd be really fun if I was in the hot seat and I got to ask her to help me, and you get the benefit of that help as well. So let's get to it, Ruthie. Are you up for the challenge?
Yep, absolutely. Thank you so much for having me here.
Yes. So, in case you don't know, Ruthie makes everybody's complication very simplified. And so she's been helping me because I tend to overdo all my to-do list. But today I thought we just focus on one little thing. So I tend to say yes to everything. But then my house gets left behind. I end up with piles and piles of to-dos and things going on and laundry that's not put away, but my work is good, but the rest of my life is kind of chaos. And so I need a system to help me go from chaos to calm. I need a way to what do I do with all the mail? Right? I used to put it in binders, but then I have 1,000 binders. Then I try to box and the box gets overflowing. So help me out here. What do you do with all the mail?
All right. Well, that's perfect. And Christine, like what you said about we're good in one area maybe and not so much in others. And that's perfectly normal. That happens to all of us. And so what I really love is the framework that I've created, which is the Serenity system. It's 5 steps to help us get from that overwhelm to that clarity,
I need
right?
it. Give me all the steps.
Yeah. So the first step is called SEE, and what that's for is to help us identify what is the root cause of our issue. So I'm hearing right now you've got little piles of things to do, and we're going to focus on the mail today. And so, what is the root cause of the mail piling up?
I'm a queen procrastinator. And so if I don't want to do something, I just put it in the to be done later pile. So I go to the mailbox, I come back, I throw out all the non-necessary, junk that comes in the mail. And then I'm left with, bills or things that need attention. And I put them in a pile to do, but I never to do them. like I'm like, okay, I need to get to this eventually.
Right. Okay, so that's the first step, right? That's perfect. You understand that, we just got to figure out what we're gonna do, what you're gonna be happy doing to clarify that. So the next step is to simplify, which is removing any unnecessary complexities.
Okay.
And I know, like for most of us, we don't sit down and go like pay the bills every single day, right? That'd be kind of nuts in a different kind of way. Right? Most of us do it once a week or maybe every couple of weeks, right?
Right.
And so I'm just trying to think here, like, what can we do to make getting the mail from the table or the box into the place where you're going to address it? Is there something that we can do there to make it more simple?
So I tried a filing cabinet, but then I file it and I never look at it again, in which case not very efficient because then I don't know where I put stuff. I'll give you an example. I had to pull out my birth certificate for an HR update, and I searched everywhere for this stupid birth certificate. I found copies of the birth certificate. I could not find the original. And so I just need a way. I looked through all the filing cabinet, like B for birth certificate and C for certificate, and I still couldn't find it. So obviously my system is lacking. So I need an idea for a system. I need an idea like, is it better to put it in a 3-ring binder with tabs? Is it better to put it in? How can I manage all this?
So let me see here. So right now the complexity is you're just not quite sure what to do with things. They're just kind of sitting around.
Mhm.
So one thing, and this may not be a step that you're ready for yet, and that's okay. But one thing that has helped me is to go paperless for my bills. And a lot of people, it kind of scares them because they think that going paperless means you're also putting things on auto pay. And those are two different things.
Right. I
And
have
so that has,
done that for some things, like your electric and the
mhm,
pickup and all that stuff. A lot of that is electronic, but for some reason I get all kinds of, documents from, investments and documents from all this stuff. And I'm like, oh, don't even want all this stuff, but like I can't throw it out.
right. So yeah, those kind of things can be paperless too. Like, my 401k is all like in online. I can
Okay.
go access any document that I want at any point in time, right? And most places like that have a way for you to enroll in that paperless billing
Okay.
or even those paperless documents.
All right.
Your car insurance, all of those things. All of those things have just to opt in for paperless. And
Okay.
that's been one thing that has helped me, like, kind of really the only thing I get is the grocery flyer and ads for the
Okay.
most part, right? So
So go
that's
through it and
that's
see
one
what.
thing that you could do.
Okay. Go through and see what's available in terms of online. Got it. So convert that.
Hmm.
Okay. So I see it, and to simplify it, I go online and convert it to online billing, right?
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
And so
what about
go
tax
ahead.
returns? What do I do with those? Do you put them in a binder? Do you put them in a tax form, a tax file, or what should I do with it?
Like when you file your taxes for the year, is that
Mhm.
what you're talking about?
Yeah.
So I do have a file cabinet as well for those kind of things because you're going to pull them out again next year, right? You want them to be somewhat handy. And I've set my filing system up to be so I have it by subject more than by alphabetization. So I have like my banking documents, insurance documents, and that covers both like car, life, medical, all of that. A taxes folder, trying to think what else I have. Those are like the three big ones.
Okay.
For the things that you do, like, and my filing cabinet is right here behind me. So if I need something right now, like my birth certificate, it's there. Right? It's
Mine is
there.
somewhere.
Um,
I swear to God, I was born. It's here somewhere.
and then the other thing I do is like part of my declutter system for the year is to take that past year stuff and do put it in a box because there are things that we do need to archive to hold on for government purposes and that kind of thing, right? And so I just archive that year stuff.
Okay.
And then every 7 years I go through the archive and ditch the
Or-
stuff that's in that. And so it's not box after box after box after box. It's a couple boxes.
Right.
Right.
Okay. All right. I got it.
Yeah.
Maybe you could tell us a little bit about your cleaning challenge because that has really helped me.
Sure. And I can't even really call it my cleaning challenge. I just
Yes,
happened to
you
find
can.
this.
Yes, you can. Because you got all of us to do it, so you can call it yours. You made it yours.
I just happened to find this graphic online that was, at the beginning of January, a 30-day declutter challenge. And it's listed out, different things to do day by day, starting in one place. That's the key is starting with one thing, and then the next thing, and then the next thing. And so it's been really fun to watch, to do it myself and to watch other people do it with me. That's been a whole lot of fun. And what I love about it the most is people are like, I didn't do this day's stuff on this day. And I'm like, that's okay. you know, the the
Somebody can
graphic
help.
is a suggestion. It's an idea starter. It's an inspiration, right? It's not a set in stone. This is how you have to do it. So I just love that people are going
Well,
through that and
I love because I've
taking
actually
15 minutes out of their day and getting something done, right?
right. I feel like I've made a lot of progress through doing that just consistently. Okay, so we talked about it being seeing it, being simplifying it. What are the other steps? Because we're incorporating them in the cleaning challenge and I'm incorporating in all the things you taught me, but I don't know the actual steps. I just do it.
Yeah. So the third step is secure. And what secure does is it just helps you like ingrain that new habit, right? By taking one small specific action. right?
Okay.
So what you decided on your mail problem is that you're going to go online and discover what things you can enroll into paperless so that you don't have mail continuously coming.
Good. Yes, I'm going to do that. That's what I'm going to do today.
Perfect.
Okay.
And
Next step.
then next step is strengthen. And that helps us build momentum into this new process that we're doing, right? And so it's usually just a couple more steps that you want to think about, like steps 2 and 3. So once you've got everything that you can enrolled into paperless, you may still have some stuff coming through the mail. And so steps 2 and 3 are like, what are you going to do with those things now that you have a new process in place, right? You simplified it, you've taken care of the bulk of the matter, but now you still have some things that you're going to have to deal with.
Right.
And so we're going to figure out a plan for what happens to those things.
Okay. All right. Well, I will work on that and I will update our listeners as to how that goes. And maybe just for fun, for those watching on YouTube and those watching on Spotify, I will attach my crazy cleaning video because it's funny. But
It is fun.
it is, it is. But let's talk a little bit about your groups because you do have a Facebook group that you get great support on, and Ruthie does a great once a week call to help us all stay on track. So it's called The Clarified Life. Is that correct?
The Clarified Life is my Facebook community, yes. And then I think the group you're talking about is Pieces of Progress.
Okay.
Is that the one? That's the one I have the weekly call on.
Yes.
And it's an extension of this clarified life. Back up a little bit. This clarified life is like just open to anybody
Gotcha.
and everybody who wants to come in. The Pieces of Progress is right now a membership group. It's a free membership, but it's to support. Christine and I are in some different groups where we're building our businesses and creating wealth and doing these kind of things. And so Pieces of Progress is to help support people that are in those programs.
Right.
But it follows the same steps of like clarifying and doing those kind of things.
So, for our listeners, let me just explain a little bit. So, we are both part of Find Your Voice, which helps us to learn to speak out a little more and advocate for ourselves. And if you have a business like we do, then it is really helpful to make all those connections. So, there's a collaboration aspect of it. It's practicing getting your voice out there. And then it goes on to the wealth experiment. And the wealth experiment is it basically monetization of that, but also having this great support network because it's it's not about being a solo entrepreneur. It's about being an entrepreneur with everyone having your back, right? So if you are a female entrepreneur or a male entrepreneur for that matter, then really I'm going to put the links below and I really encourage you to check it out because it has been a game changer, right? I would not have met Ruthie if it was not for that. And I would not be quite as, I'm still a hot mess, but I'm not quite as bad as I was. Some of that is just my personality. I just go, 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 go. And so sometimes, we just get like, whoa, your hair's on fire.
Yeah.
But
Well, and that's the thing is, right, it's not about perfection. It's about simplifying.
yeah,
And that it's not like, okay, I did it and now it's done. We're gonna continually try to simplify and clarify parts of our lives.
absolutely.
And
And I feel like if we continue to make progress versus striving for perfection, we're always going to come out on top because you're always going to feel like, oh my gosh, I made so much progress. And that's what I love about how you baby step us through things because then I feel like I accomplished something, even if it's not 100% better, it's still better. And I always strive like 1% better a day is still good for me, right?
right, because fun fact, 1% better a day at the end of the year is 36% better,
Yeah, girl. That's what I'm
right?
talking about. And that's what I need. I need that. I need to stop the overwhelm. And so, my friends, if you are feeling overwhelmed, I really encourage you to join Ruthie's group because she is an invaluable resource. And it's right now it's free. So you have no reason not to join because who doesn't like a free help, right? Like it's fabulous.
Absolutely.
And if you
Absolutely.
join Find Your Voice, and if you join the Wealth Experiment, it is the best investment you will make. I think Find Your Voice is like $47. It's so cheap for all the support that you get. The Wealth Experiment is a bigger investment, but still completely worth it because as an entrepreneur, I think, where do you find that kind of support? I've been part of masterminds, I've been part of big groups and smaller groups, but this has been the most supportive group I've ever encountered. And I'm thrilled that you're a part of it, Ruthie, because you've been a good mentor for me. I really appreciate you. And is there anything you want to leave our guests, maybe some words of wisdom?
Yeah, I agree with Christine wholeheartedly about both Find Your Voice and the Wealth Experiment. You guys, a year ago, this would not be happening. I would have been too nervous, too shy, too scared to just put myself out there. And so, whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish in your life, find your voice is the first step. Because, again, from the clarity aspect, how can you build the life that you want, that you maybe are dreaming of, but you're not quite, like it's still kind of nebulous and out there? If you can't be fully honest, even with just yourself, to know exactly what it is you want. And that's how we get into overwhelm. We're chasing, like Christine said, she's been in masterminds. I've been in groups, masterminds, learning, never applying, right? And it's because we're not clear. We're not clear on what it is we want. And so we're chasing all the things that we think are going to help us. And they're not necessarily bad things, right? But we're not focused on what we truly want. And so we get caught up in this shiny object syndrome, right? Like, this is going to be the thing. And so I'm just going to encourage all of the listeners here today to take that time to find some clarity. Find your voice is perfect for that. It's 5 minutes a day. And then, I'm here to help support in any kind of way that I can.
Me too. Me too. And that's the beauty of it. It's supporting each other. Like all of us are very supportive. Any new person comes in, they will feel loved immediately. And that's the beauty of the whole system. If you would like to share your links, then I can share them with our audience and then they can join your groups. And if you do have any resources that you want to share, I would be happy to share them with the audience as well, because, we're out here helping people. So, and hopefully, you'll come on again as we develop our businesses and we start spreading the word more. We can update each other as our journey grows.
Yeah, I would love that. I would definitely love that. So, do you want me to put it here in the Zoom chat or?
Absolutely. I'll grab
Okay,
it from there.
let me go
And
find it quick.
because Ruthie created this document that is just fabulous. It's really helpful to keep you moving forward. And that is our goal all the time. Move forward, move forward. However tiny those steps may be, at the end of the day, like Ruthie said, it adds up to big, giant steps. We are here to help you. If you have any questions, please feel free to comment below. Make sure that you subscribe so that you get all the updates. Make sure that you hit that like button because that sends it out to the world, and we surely appreciate that. The more people that hear us, the more we can help. So I really appreciate everybody being with us today. Ruthie, I especially appreciate you being here with me today.
You're very welcome. I appreciate the time. And like I said, I'm here to just help and support in whatever way I can. So I appreciate you.
You are awesome. My friends, thank you again for being with us today. I hope that you'll subscribe and that you'll comment, ask questions, and engage with us because we are here to help you. And I really appreciate you listening. I hope you have a very blessed day. I pray for each and every one of you. Stay positive, stay with us, and join us next time.
New year, new blessings, no fear, no stress, no overextending, no L's, just lessons, no failures, no weapon that formed against you shall ever mess with your endeavors, no L's, just lessons, new mail, new questions, new money that's printing, new life get to living, it's a new year, that's a given, welcome to the new year, they say you won't but you will, climbing over 2 hills, I love you just like Drew Hill, new year, new blessing, you will, cause you next, blue pills, and no stress. This your life, get to living. This is your life that you living. I pray that you willing. Know that I pray for your children. Know that I made some decisions. Let go of the hurt you feeling. I wave in the building. This is amazing. I dig it. Know they gon' hate that you winning. But I get it. Yeah. And you winning. Yeah, I just pray that you get it. Yeah, I just pray that you get it.